What's good, everybody? NicMakesPlays here, and today I'm going over my Shaddoll Dogmatika Invoked deck that I used at the highest rank in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. This deck is so much fun. It's super explosive, super versatile. It can deal with all kinds of different threats. It's good going first and second, so I think it's a solid pick. Like, the better you are with the deck, the more you'll win, and obviously hit the highest rank, so can definitely do it. So what I'm going to do is go over every card, just tell you their purpose, and then I'll play some games to show you the deck in action. So let's get into it. If you guys like Shaddolls, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video and the channel. Alright, here we go. First card, most straightforward card in the deck, Maxi, a card mostly every deck in the game plays. It's a hand trap that's particularly good against the Tri-Brigade, the Triton decks. Basically, they special a bunch of cards, you draw a bunch of cards, you can kill them next turn. Very potent in this deck because you can retaliate very well with Super Poly and Shaddoll Fusion. Next card is Shaddoll Hedgehog. This card is very good at refueling your hand with Shaddoll monsters, which comes up a lot. The common scenarios, you have like Shaddoll Fusion, plus, I guess, Foolish Burial, and all you need is one more Shaddoll to fuse. Hedgehog can do that. Hedgehog can also just give you card advantage, so it gives you cards to discard for Macabre to negate monster effects. It just basically makes it so you can do more Shaddoll fusions into the next turns. Works well with El Shaddoll Fusion to make sure it's like, okay, if I have Winda, and then I just need one more Shaddoll monster to, if they try and out Winda, I can fuse again with El Shaddoll to keep one on the field if they have an answer for the first one. So pretty good way to refuel and be ready for the next fusion plays. Next we have Ash Blossom Joy Spring, another hand trap, kind of like Maxi, played in mostly every deck. Very good, very versatile, stops your opponent from searching and can shut down people's engines and all kinds of stuff like that. One really cool interaction I do like in this deck, though, is in the mirror match. Shaddoll Fusion is very powerful. They can fuse in their deck if you have extra monster, this can stop Shaddoll Fusion, so keep that in mind. Next we have Shaddoll Wendy, one of the more powerful Shaddoll monsters in the deck. Has a few important roles. So when this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can set a Shaddoll monster from your deck and face them in defense position. So if you fuse with it, that's how you send the card effect. You're able to set a Shaddoll Beast from your deck to your hand. If you can, like, stabilize this one turn, and then next turn flip Shaddoll Beast, you usually win. Drawing 2 cards and discarding 1, activating your Shaddoll effects, very powerful. It's also really nice because it gives you more uses to fuse with El Shaddoll Fusion. But one of the main reasons it's so good is it's actually not a dark monster. Most of Shaddoll monsters are dark monsters, but you have cards like El Shaddoll Apcolone, which has 2 Shaddoll monsters with different attributes to give you access to Apcolone more often. It's also Wind, giving you access to Invoked Raijin. Once per turn, you can target one face of monster in the field, change the face on the defense position. So it gives you access to a bit of a better toolbox in your extra deck, as well as being a power play with setting the Shaddoll Beast in your deck. One interesting thing is if you somewhat like Brick, like have an awkward hand of, like, let's say you have Maxi plus Ash Blossom plus Super Poly. Most cards are bad with that, right? If you have like Squamata or like Shaddoll Beast, it's not that great. But if you set Wendy and you set Super Poly and you have like hand traps, you can just win with the set Wendy as long as you can shut down their turn with the other cards. So very versatile card, very good. Next we have Shaddoll Squamata. A card's always good to see. It when sent to the graveyard by a card effect, so like fusing. You can send any Shaddoll card from next to the graveyard. This is very good because it accesses your toolbox. You can search Shaddolls, draw a card, destroy back rows, stuff like that. Also, cool play you can do is like send Shaddoll Schism, a very powerful card, back to the graveyard, and then if you can get your contract to win out the field, it'll add Schism from your graveyard to your hand. So you can essentially search Shaddoll Schism. So very good. Next we have Shaddoll Dragon. It's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, again, usually by fusing. Target 1 spell and trap on the field. Very good versus the Golden Lord Elbic deck, because they have tons of back rows, they have like skill drains, goes in matches, all kinds of stuff, and can just out those cards. So very good against the back row decks. Also in like certain game states against the trap decks, say against trap tricks, you can kind of like simplify the game state, and they're kind of like hanging by like 1 or 2 traps, and you can just kill 1 trap and then play through the other, which is like doing a few plays per turn. Then you just win the game because they're out of resources. They're a trap deck. You kill their trap, you win. Alistair the Invoker, one of the main cards in the main toolbox of the whole deck, lets you access the Invoke Fusion Engine. Very strong. But one of the main things is let you outgrind opponents just so well. So this card's summoned. You search Invocation. What you can do is Invocation says if Alistair's banished, which a lot of times you banish it with Invocation, then you can shuffle Invocation back in your deck and then Alistair to your hand. So basically it's a normal summon that gets you a Fusion spell return. And then after you use the Fusion spell, you can add it back to your hand. And each turn you can just fuse, add it back to your hand, fuse, add it back to your hand. And you can just outgrind people by playing these power fusions every turn. Gives you access to powerful cards like Macabre, to negate effects, you know, destroy things with Guidos. And then also Raijin is good to set monster opponent's turn. So it gives you access to a pretty good toolbox of fusing every turn of cards that can interact with your opponent. Next we have Nail Shaddoll Auriel. This card's really powerful, so this card's sent to the graveyard by card effect. Target up to 3 cards in the graveyard, banish them. Very good against cards that are graveyard reliant. A lot of decks are graveyard reliant and have a bunch of powerful graveyard effects. So what you can do is remove those. Say they have Golden Lord Eldlick in the graveyard, which is a card that can reborn itself from the graveyard. You just banish it, shutting off their resources and kind of getting free card advantage by doing so. Sometimes they have a lot of cards in their graveyard. Let's say they have 3 cards in their graveyard. that all have graveyard effects. You can just banish all 3 of them. They lose a ton of resources. You win the game. Also, not a dark monsters can be used to play App Cologne as well. So next we have the start of the Dogmatika Engine. This is Dogmatika Ecclesia. This card is really, really strong, kind of like the searcher of all the Dogmatika Engine. It's just when it's summoned, you're able to search a Dogmatika card to your hand. And you can also special summon it if you already have extra deck monsters. So what you'll do is like special summon a fusion with the Invoked Engine, then play this, and then this card can search one of your Dogmatika cards, which we'll get to. After you summon it, you can't special summon that check for the rest of the turn. So you have to make sure you just use it as the last thing per turn. Like, do all your special summons and then play this card. Next we have Shaddoll Beast, let you draw a card. I like running 2 Shaddoll Beasts a lot, because oftentimes off Wendy, you'll want to set Shaddoll Beast from your deck. He's the best guy to stun off Re-Shaddoll Wendy. And then you want to draw as well late in the turn, because if you set up a good board, right? Say you have like Winda and Makaba, and then the best thing that could happen is if you draw an Ash Blossom or Maxi or Schism or Super Poly from Beast. That's just like the most things your opponent has to answer. So basically I just set up a board and then I'm like, okay, Shaddoll Beast, hope I draw one more defensive card, and I have one more thing that to push through. So very good to have 2, 1 for Wendy and 1 for that. Next we have Dogmatika Floridalis. This card's interesting, so if either player has a monster special from the extra deck, you can special this card from your hand on either player's main phase. If you have a Dogmatika card, then you can negate the effects of one face of monster in the field. So essentially what you do is it's just like a Ecclesia can search an effect failure, or search in a card that can negate opponent's effects. So let's say you have Ecclesia, and then you search this. Then if they play a monster effect that's important, then you can just special summon this, and then you can negate it. It only negates effects if you already have a Dogmatika in the field, so often you want to search this off Ecclesia. And if you have it without Ecclesia, it's fine. These are all light monsters, so you can fuse and summon Shaddoll Construct with them. So if you just draw it, it's fine to fuse, but otherwise you can just search as a searchable effect negation. Next we have Dogmatika Maximus. I think this card is so strong. So let's just read it. You can banish one fusion, synchro, execute your link monster from your graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. There's a specific play you have where you always have a link monster in graveyard to banish. I'll get into that when you get the extra deck. During your main phase, you activate this effect. Send 2 monsters with different names from your extra deck to the graveyard. Alright, so these cards in extra deck have effects that go to the graveyard, making this just like a powerful... not only is it a 3-step effect monster, which is just nice, but it just gives you 2 powerful effects. It's kind of like a +2 in terms of card advantage. So the main card you send is App Cologne. Sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Shaddoll card from your deck or graveyard to your hand, then discard 1 card. So basically you search Shaddoll Schisms, that card's really powerful, and you can discard different Shaddoll to get its effect off, getting a lot of card advantage. You can also send Elder Nintis. If this card's sent to the graveyard, you can target card that will destroy it, so sometimes you can just play this, like search Schism, blow up one of their cards, set Schism, and just so much card advantage, so very good. Next, Foolish Burial. This is just a versatile card. It really helps the consistency. It's essentially like lets you access the whole Shaddoll engine for any card you want. So you're able to insert in hands, Headshot, because Shaddoll monster to fuse with. Beast can just draw you a card, or you can set Beast with Wendy. I like to do this is nice, just to like use access to like a kind of like a soul release or type thing. An old card that says banish 5 cards from your opponent's graveyard. It just gives you access to a card that can banish your opponent's graveyard, shut down the strategy. And Shaddoll Dragon, very strong on this card. One of the main things I use it for. Just turns your Foolish Burial into back row removal. It's kind of just whatever you need. You have the toolbox, it adds consistency, so I like it a lot. Next, Terraforming, just an extra copy of Magical Meltdown, which we'll get to. Shaddoll Fusion, one of the best cards in the deck. Fusion summon one Shaddoll Fusion monster from your extra deck using monster from your hand if it fills your graveyard. But if your opponent controls a monster that was special from the extra deck, you can fuse from your deck. Okay, so if you just fuse normally, that's already good. You're already getting all your effects, and that's like, just normal. But if you fuse from your extra deck, which happens all the time, because most decks in this game are based around extra cards or use their extra deck, you can summon from your deck, and that is just so powerful because you're getting, insanely strong cards summon from your deck. You can use this to blow up their back rows when you do this and push for huge power play. Gain card advantage off Beast, you get a free Shaddoll Construct. This sends a card. I mean, you can just do all kinds of things with this. So, yeah, setting the deck's one of the main things that's really strong. One reason I love this deck, it's good going first and second. Like, if you go first, you have powerful plays with, like, Winda that are hard to deal with, Makaba's hard to deal with. But if you're going second, you have Shaddoll Fusion and Super Polymerization to break boards. Oftentimes, they'll just have extra deck monsters, like, all in the field turn 1, and you can just use this to break their board. So, very good. Next, Invocation. So, this card you got off Alistair. Yeah, basically, it just shuffles itself into the deck, and you can research it every turn. Gives you access to the engine of the invokes. Alright, One to your Servants. That one card is very strong. So, what you can do is you send one monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, then add Dogmatika card from your deck to your hand. So, you can just, send this to the graveyard, search Shaddoll Schism, then search Ecclesia, summon Ecclesia, Ecclesia searches another card. You can search Floridalis to negate a card, or you can search Dogmatic Punishment, usually is what you get. The Trap will get to you later. So you essentially get a free Schism, Ecclesia, and the Trap, which is just one card, gives you so many different cards. And you don't even have to always get Shaddoll Schism. You can just search whatever you need, right? So it's just a very versatile card that gives you like a +2 in card advantage, and it's very hard to break with your 2 traps that are very powerful from your deck. Next, Magical Meltdown. This card is absolutely insane. When this card is activated, you can add Alistair, so it searches Alistair, protect your hand. But the other main thing here is the activation of your cards and effects that include effect of summoning a fusion monster can't be negated, and your opponent can't respond to the monster when summoned. So this is just so crazy, because I can't use Maxi or Ash Blossom against your fusion spell. So if you play Magical Meltdown, right, and then you play Shaddoll Fusion, you know, they can't Maxi, they can't Ash. Like, you just get a free summon, and they can't do anything about it. So, very strong. Next card, Super Polymerization. Discard one card. Fusion summon one fusion monster extra deck using monsters on either player's field. And they can't respond to the activation of this card. So, this is how you break a lot of boards. Like, they have, like, Herald of Ultimateness. They have Blue Eyes Chaos Max, stuff like that. And this, you can just out most boards. You can do a lot of cool plays with this. They have a Light or Dark. Obviously, make Contractor Window. But there's much more than that. So, I play a card in my extra deck specifically for Super Polymerization. 2 monsters with the same attribute of different types is how you make it. Its effect's not too relevant, but it's basically just there for Super Poly. So, if they have, like, 2 light monsters with different attributes, you can just blow up their whole field, right? And they can't respond to it. So it helps you break boards. It's very, very convenient to out things. It's just a pretty powerful card just to fusion your opponent's side of the field. But one other cool thing is you have this card, Predator Inverted Anaconda. So this card you can pay 2,000, and then you can basically, it becomes a fusion spell. You send a fusion spell from your deck, and it becomes that card effect. So you can basically just summon it, and then it acts as Super Poly, right? That's very strong to just have access to a board clear from your deck. But it also has the ability to target what face a monster in the field and give it dark typing. So no matter what, you'll always be able to summon the Muddragon of the Swamp and out any card, right? Let's say they have some super crazy unkillable card. You just turn it into a dark and then Super Poly with it plus the Anaconda, and then you clear their card. So very good. Next, Shaddoll Fusion. This card's really powerful. It's a quick play spell. So basically you can use it to go for a game. You would go attack, quick play spell, summon another monster, attack, and that's usually lethal. Or you can use it on your opponent's turn to summon an Shaddoll Window, or what have you, whatever you want. The world's your oyster. You can use it to summon a App Cologne, get their effect. Mostly summoning Window on their turn is very strong, because they can only special summon 2 times per turn. So if you use this on the chain, like say they have a card like, oh, special summon a card from the deck, like, or special summon a card from the graveyard, like Monster Reborn, you can channel Shaddoll Fusion, make Window, they already use their special summon, and they end their turn. So next you have Dogmatika Punishment. This is the card you usually search off of Ecclesia at the end of your Dogmatika combos. Target face a monster your opponent controls. Send a monster with an equal or higher attack next trick to graveyard if you destroy that monster. Then you can't special summon for the next turn until your next end phase, so it's a whole other turn. But nonetheless, it just outs any card, and then you get powerful effects like App Cologne, or destroy 2 cards by destroying a card with this, and then we'll have Emtis, so very good. And Shaddoll Schism, one of the best cards in the deck. During the main phase, you can fusion someone with Shaddoll Monster from your extra deck. You can banish from the field or graveyard for this effect, so all you have to do is like, there's a lot of combos with this card that I'll get into, but the main thing is you just summon Window on their turn, or App Clone negate things. It's just like a trap that just summons a Shaddoll straight up. And it's continuous, so you can keep doing it every single turn, which is insane. You want to search this card App Clone like 9% of the time. Alright, and now here's the extra deck. Elder and Tis, all you really do with this card is you can send it to the graveyard, target card of the field, destroy it, Dogmatika cards, send this. Basically just a way to access removal with Dogmatika cards. This is for the Super Poly we went over. Shaddoll Window, probably the best card in the deck, or the main card of the deck. It's someone with the Shell monster plus a Dark monster. Can't be destroyed by opponent's card effects, so already hard to get rid of somewhat. And then has a crazy effect. Each player can only special summon monsters once per turn. So all you do is play this as your turn 1, and it shuts down like half the decks in the game. Like half decks in the game are just special summon, special summon, special summon. If you're tired of playing against decks that are just like, oh, special summon all these monsters, like Wombo Combo for like 10 minutes, this is the deck for you and the card for you, because you make this about every game. What you can do is you can summon off Schism or Shaddoll Fusion in response to things, as I went over, so they already wasted their 1 summon, they can't summon again. But usually you just play it straight up, and then they can't be destroyed by card effects, so it's just like they can't special summon a card, and they can't kill it by card effects, and they just lose. Like, a lot of decks just don't have House's card whatsoever. And if they do, you can just make another one. So it's very good. And when it's sent to the graveyard, you target a spell and trap card in the graveyard out of your hand, so if you fuse like Shaddoll Fusion, whatever, it just refills itself to fuse again later, next turn. Raijin is a cool option with the Invoked Engine. It's just another disruption. You can make it with Wendy. Not like your first go-to card, but it's just nice to have the option on top of all the other options, just to like disrupt them and set their card on their turn. Next we have App Cologne. This mainly is used to be sent Dogmatika cards to search Shaddoll Schism. but it can't be destroyed by battle. You can negate face-up card on the field. This isn't just a monster, it's any cards. You can negate like continuous traps and spells, which happen every now and again. And then what's in the graveyard? Yeah, you add the Shaddoll Monster or a card from your deck to your hand, and then discard one. It's also very good if you have a Shaddoll in your hand already, because again, add Schism, search a powerful card, discard Beast, draw a card. That's all sent off Dogmatika cards for free. Very good. Construct. So on offense, this is your main offensive card. Just a Shaddoll on a light monster. This card is special summon. You can summon Shaddoll card from deck to graveyard. So not only do you get the effects for fusing for it, but it also gives you like one more, which is very good. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles a special monster, which is most monsters in the game, destroy that monster. So you can basically just play this and just kill whatever big unit they have. Again, when your main offensive cards, you can just use this to put on pressure. Also 2,000 attack. So if it attacks directly, it's a lot of damage. So you just kind of Winda as a defensive card, and then this as your offensive card. So you use this when you push, and then after you push, you just make Winda. Also, when set the graveyard, add a Shaddoll spell trap from your graveyard to your hand. Very good, because that's your refuel, and fuse again when it dies. So next we have Invoked Agoadius. I don't know how you pronounce that. So when it's special summon, you just blow up a monster on their field. And also, when a monster is special summoned, so on your opponent's turn, it's special monster, it also kills a card. So it kills a card on summon, and it kills a card on your opponent's turn when they special summon a monster, which is another good disruption / removal. And it has this cute little effect. Once per turn, it can banish or fuse a monster from your graveyard. You can attack it with that banished monster attack to the end of your opponent's next turn. So that lasts for a while, and you fuse all the time in this deck, so that just comes up a lot. It's just a bonus effect. So Makaba, this is one of the main cards you'll be playing turn 1. You'll actually play this card turn 1 like this and Winda. This and Winda are like your turn 1 plays. If you get both, you're phenomenal. You're golden. So once per turn, when a spell / trap card or monster effect is activated, quick effect, you can send the same type of monster, spell or trap, from your hand to the graveyard, so use a monster effect, discard a monster, use a spell, discard a spell, negates. It's just a free negation for anything. Very powerful because it has 25 attack. When backed by Alistair, he actually has an effect in the hand. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, target a fusion monster control, gains 1,000 attack and defense. So like Winda and Makaba, already being hard to kill, because you can negate things, this one can't die by card effects, also have essentially 3,000 plus attack, so very, very hard to deal with. Let's get into our links. Our links are where most of the combos come in, so they're very basic, but they're good. You have to know them. So normally what we do on turn 1 is you summon Alistair, and then you turn Alistair into Salamangreat Almirage, and then you turn Salamangreat Almirage into Secure Gardna. This does two things. One, it essentially makes Alistair a light monster, because you're just going from this to this to this, which is good, because then you can use Invocation to banish Alistair from your graveyard, Secure Gardna for your field from Makaba. Makaba's made with a light Alistair, so all you use one Alistair, and you have Makaba from linking this into this. The other thing is it puts a link in your graveyard. This is great for Maximus. Maximus, you can banish one fusion, so you can actually link monster from your graveyard to special summon it. So what you would do in whole is summon Alistair, turn him into Almirage, turn that into Secure Gardna, then Invocation, banish Alistair from your graveyard, and then the Secure Gardna from Makaba. Then you can special summon Maximus, and then by banishing the Almirage that's in your graveyard from this combo, you put it in there before you put Secure Gardna, and then you can set the Outclone to your graveyard, the Intis, whatever you want. Mostly, I'll send Construct and Apcalone, and I'll search Shaddoll Schism, because this starts up a really good Shaddoll Schism. It allows your Schism to be either Winda or a Construct, by sending the light to your graveyard of Construct. So yeah, it's just Alistair, Almirage, Secure Gardna, Invocation, make Makaba, summon Maximus, send whatever, get Schism, and then Invocation's effect Alistair to your hand. Very good. Gravity Controller is a very powerful combo in this deck. If you're going turn 1, like Construct's not that great, defensively, doesn't stop anything. You want to have Winda turn 1, so your opponent can't special summon more than one time per turn. So what you do is you fusion summon, right? Shaddoll fusion, say it's like, Ecclesia and Beast, whatever. You send Shaddoll Squamata to the graveyard, which sends Shaddoll Schism, and you want to place this in your extra deck monster zone, okay? So essentially you fuse, Contra's extra deck monster zone, you send Squamata, you send Schism. Then you can replace the Construct with Gravity Controller, because all it has to do is just be a non-link monster in the extra deck monster zone, so I have to put it there. So then Shaddoll Construct goes to the graveyard, and when she goes to the graveyard, you target a spell trap in your graveyard to your hand. So basically, you search Shaddoll Schism and you set that. Then when they go, you flip it and you banish the card to graveyard. That's Squamata plus the Construct, and you get Winda. So essentially, it just turns your Shaddoll Construct into a Schism that gets Winda. And you get a Gravity Controller. Honestly, not a bad card. It can't be killed by monsters in the main monster zone, which is already annoying for a lot of decks. And at the start of the damage step, if this card battles opponent's extra deck monster, or in the extra monster zone, return both those monsters, this and that one, to the hand. So it's an out to monster deck monster zone, just kind of bounces them, which is nice. But the main thing here is that it allows you to get Winda turn 1 through summoning Construct. So even if you don't have 2 darks, right, you only have a light and Shaddoll monster, you can still get Winda. And you get Schism, which is just really strong. Schism also, after you fusion summon, you can send to the graveyard one monster your opponent controls the same attribute as the fusion monster you summon. So if they have a dark monster, you can summon Winda and send the dark monster to the graveyard. Or if they have a light monster, you can just make constructs in the light monster to the graveyard. That's fine too. So very good. Last but not least, we have Plant Verde Anaconda. I already went over Super Poly plays, but just the other thing to know is he can act as Shaddoll Fusion. And Shaddoll Fusion, as we know, can summon from the deck. Like, it summons from the deck of the extract monster. So all he needs is 2 effect monsters. Very easy to make. He gives you access to fusing without any fusing cards. So, let's say, like, you play, I don't know, you flipped Wendy into Shaddoll Blade. I don't even know. Let's just say you have two effect monsters, all your cards are effect monsters. And you have no Shaddoll Fusion. You're like, man, I can't do anything. I'm boned. Like, I have no way to fusion summon. And you're like, oh, wait, I have Plant Verde Anaconda. So you put both your guys away, summon this, Shaddoll Fusion from your deck, and then you just get insane advantage and you win the game. Or you can Super Poly to clear the opponent's board. And of course, you can turn the monster into Dark Monster, which is very good as well with the Super Poly to make sure you can remove any card with the Mud-Dragon. Alright, well that's the deck. Let's get into some games. I'm going to be playing Platinum Rank. These are Platinum 1 rank to be specific. This is the highest ranked in the game for this first January season, so we're going to be playing at the tippy top of ladder, the highest peak of ladder, showing you some games, what's like competitive matches. So here we go. Alright, so we're going first here. Well, we get to pick. We always want to go first. This deck's fine going second, like it's fine. I have Shaddoll Fusion Super Poly, but you want to go first, you want to get that win on the field, shuts down like half the decks in the game. The Macabre is really hard to deal with. Those are your main plays going first. So yeah, let's see what we're up against. Alright, I like this hand. Any hand with Alistair is already a good hand. So, the first thing we're going to do here is play Magical Meltdown. He might negate this to try, like, Ash Blossom it to hope we don't have Alistair. But luckily we do. So, very good. So he Ash Blossoms that. This is also important because now he can't Max C in response to Invocation. Usually they'll do it earlier than that. But I hope he doesn't have Max C here so I can show you one of the main combos of the deck. You pretty much do it all the time. So no Max C here would be amazing, just so I can show you guys for the video what this deck does. So this card Summon, it searches Invocation. He has the Max C, so unfortunately I can't show you the combo I wanted to. But hey, he's down to 3 cards, which is also a perk of this deck is like, I don't really have to do anything. Just know that here, normally, I would have went, like, Almirage into Secure Gardener, into Macabre, summon this, summon Maximus. It would have been a lot. Alright, so we'll set 1 card and end our turn. He's down to 3 cards. We have Super Polymerization, we have Max C. So I'm feeling fine, right? Max C can help us stop his huge special summon turns, or he, like, will draw a million cards. And we also have Word Clear if he does decide to go in. So either he decides to go in or not, we're in a fine spot. I guess I'm not really afraid of much, because even like a trap heavy deck, like the Golden Lord Eldic, Golden Lord Eldlick deck, not really a big deal, because like Invocation can grind with them pretty well. And this can banish Golden Lord Eldlick from the graveyard. So if you're summoning an Invoked Fusion summon monster, you can use their graveyard or either player's graveyard to fuse. So you can banish their light guy and make Macabre. Using Pot of Prosperity, it's making me think it could be Eldlick deck, the trap deck. This is actually the most popular deck in ranked if it is the Eldlick deck. So he's thinking pretty hard. Does it banish 3 or 6? I mean, he's gonna banish 6, right? I mean, like, why wouldn't he? Usually he's banished 6. Alright. He banishes 6. Obviously not gonna Max C here. Prosperity. Dogmatika. Okay, well, good thing we didn't do Dogmatika. Good thing we didn't do the Dogmatika combo, because then he could summon or send his cards next to the graveyard. Dogmatika Mirror, you don't wanna play Maximus. So he searches the Ecclesia. That's fine. He only banished 3. That's interesting. Oh, he's also playing Alistair. So we're playing the mirror match here. So he searches. So you really want to do the Max C now before he can Link Summon? Did it not let me? Okay, if he plays Salamangreat or Almirage here, that's fine. Yeah, I guess we can still do Maxi now, because I guess now he's committed anyway. Like, if he does nothing, then he just ends with this. If he does something, we're drawing more cards, so either way is fine. Super Polymerization can be super interesting in this matchup, because like we use invoked creatures, right? If he's playing, I don't think he's playing Shaddolls, considering that he used Potter's Prosperity. We'll draw one off this. This is what I wanted to see. Shaddoll Fusion. Very good retaliation against decks that special summon from the extra deck, which is most decks. This will play Makaba. I'm assuming, because usually you secure Gardna. And that, yeah. So we play Makaba here. It's fine. We'll draw another card. Another Alistair. Interesting. We can use it to discard. So I kind of want to keep all the rest of these cards. We can definitely discard this for Super Poly. Invocation. So he banishes that, puts Alistair back to his hand. The question is, do I care enough to, like, Super Polymerization this right now before Alistair gets banished? Okay. So what's I gonna search, right? He definitely can't search Maximus. He'll probably just search, like, Punishment or Floridelos. We had 2 Shaddoll Fusions. This negates activation, right? So if I play Shaddoll Fusion negates, I can just play another one. It's really strong. He is playing Maximus. Not only am I drawing cards here, but this also is good for me, because I'll just send Monsters Max at the graveyard. As long as I have Super Poly, I'm safe. Like, maybe he's going for lethal, thinking, oh, I can just stop whatever he has with Makaba if he tries to stop me, but, like, you can't respond to Super Polymerization, so we're good. I'll probably send Entis to kill Super Poly, and then we'll just chain it. And that'll be a blowout. So yeah, we can just send this and this, yeah. Looks good to me. So he's annoyed. Oh, he is playing Shaddolls. I'd rather have Annoyatilis than Entis, so I'll let him negate Entis, I guess. Like, Annoyatilis, or not Annoyatilis, sorry. Abkalone. Searching Schism's like a game-winning thing. What do I even kill? Because I kind of want him to have, like, I actually just want him to have this. Second Shaddoll Fusion. That's so weird. That's so weird. He's gonna start Schism. I guess we just kill this. It doesn't really matter. He's gonna stop that? That's so crazy. Wasn't that big a deal. It's fine. Alright, we get Abkalone here. Searching Schism. I mean, this card's so good. Then we discard Wendy. Wendy gets her special effects. So Wendy can set Shaddoll Beasts from our deck to the field. Pretty good here. I don't really see how he wins. The only way I can see him winning, maybe, is if, like, he gets a Shaddoll Fusion going as well, but I'm gonna try my best to not let him be able to do that. I guess my Makaba the spell in hand would be what I do to stop that. He also can't summon Monster deck check for the rest of the turn, so I'm not too afraid of most things he can do, at least this turn. Alright, Squamatos, who descends. Beast destroying card. So this game was a lot different. We need our combo off because, like, he had Maxi, but that's one of the cool things this deck is, like, it's just, like, fine. Like, he ashed me and Maxi'd me, and I was just fine. Like, it's just not a big deal at all. You know, I paid these. Paid actors. Yeah, I mean, this is good. He can't show up the rest of the turn. I mean, getting Makaba, like, for free like this right away is pretty good. I guess we'll discard one shot. I really want to Shaddoll Fusion this next turn, but maybe we just don't have to do that. Yeah, I guess we'll just play Makaba. We can even kill him. I don't know. Maybe that was wrong. Maybe I should have just, like, let it go through so I could Shaddoll Fusion for my decks. We had 2 Shaddoll Fusions we could play through the negate and just win. Either way, Does he have Dogmatic Punishment at least? No. Okay, either way, we're good. So he's gonna search a Dogmatika card off this card, but like, doesn't matter. He's gonna search Floridalis because he can summon it on my turn. Don't really care that much though, so it's not a big deal. Oh, goes to the field. I don't play that card in my deck, so I actually didn't know that. We draw extra card. That's nice. Alright. Fine by me. Here's a bunch of blockers. Foolish Burial. That's pretty good here. Just we have more Shaddoll monsters. I could search Hedgehog here. Or Hedgehog search like something here. Maybe like Neo Shaddoll to banish this grid. I just don't really care that much though. I'd rather just keep that for options, I guess. Let's just flip and see what we draw. Maybe I could have summoned this first to search Invocation, because we definitely would not want Invocation. That's maybe what I should have done. Because we're gonna summon Alistair like 90% of the time here. So I probably should summon Alistair first, but it's not a big deal. Oh man, our hand's so good. We definitely don't need 2 Ecclesia. Let's get rid of one of those. We'll summon Alistair here. Not a big deal. Let's see if we can kill him this turn. If we had El Shaddoll Fusion, it'd be way easier. Way easier. So I can banish from his graveyard as well. Does he have any lights? He does. He has the Makaba. But we already played our Makaba. So we can just play the man. The boy, what's his name? The Aguidos? Yeah. We'll play Aguidos. We'll use his App Cologne as material. And then our Alistair from the grave is fine. I don't think our board will be that clogged, and if it is, we can just link. Oh, I actually have... Oh, we have game. We actually have some crazy plays this turn. Hold on. It's all coming together. I hope it doesn't concede, because I actually just brainstormed, like brain blasted a play. Alright, so we'll kill that. We're gonna use Invocation. We're gonna get this to our hand, Alistair. So now, what we're gonna do... I was gonna Super Poly him, they're both spellcasters. I guess I can Super Poly with Makaba if I really want to. I think Super Poly is how we find lethal. We just have, I mean, honestly, we have lethal in like 5 different ways, but like... This one seems easiest, I guess. The only weird part is if we play the Predaplant thing, we can't play the Ecclesia in the Floridas, which is super interesting. Maybe we just like do this to like have more board space. We have an extra monster zone here. We might as well use it to push for more damage. I'm pretty sure, I'm like 9% sure of these. These are Ecclesias. Can't wish for my battle with the monster, especially from the extra deck. Okay, so I guess I should have killed one of these at a Maximus. I guess. No, this is better. Yeah, we should have lethal. Let me just make sure I get it right. So we need this, and then we can use one of these to kill it. The Floridas. So what we'll do here is we'll search Hedgehog, or we'll send Hedgehog. And then a Hedgehog can search us a Shaddoll monster. I guess this one's fine. Or Beast. Oh, we already used Beast's turn. Yeah, I guess this one's fine. I want on the field to push more damage. So I guess I get rid of. I play this. I play Apple. This is the most damage though. And we have so many options. But yeah, we'll play this one. Using cards from our hands. Interesting. So I'm gonna send an El Shaddoll fusion, I believe, back to the graveyard. Because that gives us options, so when it dies, we're able to... We're able to get El Shaddoll fusion potentially. This should be lethal this turn, doesn't really matter. Just thinking everything out, trying to be the best I can be. I mean, optimal. I'm sure this could have went a few different ways, but this should be lethal. So yeah. We'll send El Shaddoll, just so when this dies we have more options. Banish some cards. Alright. So we'll special summon this. Now, the Shaddoll Beast can kill that. This one can kill that. And then we also have this effect. Maybe gain attack. I guess we could do this in the battle phase, technically, but I'll just do it now. Alright. There's a 45. I can buff me also by 1,000. So now let's go for battle. So it can't be killed by cards from the extra deck. Okay. So we'll kill that here. Kill that there. And even if he had one more turn, we have Schism and Dogmatika Punishment. Like, he pretty much has no way to win. Like, my Amakaba, like, he's just not winning. Like, that's straight up, he's just not winning this game. And then we attack. We can use the Alistair during the damage step, just for style points. Attack the 5,500 attack monster and win the game. Very good. Alright, GG. Oh, look at how cute this is. I think it's adorable. Alright, we won the coin flip. We're gonna go first. Going first is overall a bit better. So pretty good. Pretty good. Again, you can play through stuff, Shaddoll Fusion, Super Poly, but it's better off just to go first. Set the Macabre on that window. A lot of decks can't beat window. So this hand's really weird. Really weird. I hope he doesn't have a hand. So drawing Dragon's not very good here. Like, at all. I have a lot of options. So we have Constructs. I kind of want Maximus this turn. To search Schism. Or, yeah, to search Schism. I was gonna search Schism with the Gravity Controller play anyway. I think Schism's just better than Dogmatika Punishment. But either way, I'm searching Schism. I'm pretty sure I can get Schism plus Punishment. Also, like, Maximus could be risky if we're playing a mirror match or something. So put in the extra monster zone so we can Gravity Controller it. So this normally would be like 10 times better. The issues we had Shaddoll Dragon, if we had like, you know, Beast or Hedgehog, we at least have one more card in hand to work with, especially Beast is drawing a random card. But we'll send the Schemata here. Schemata activate. And go ahead and send the Schism. And then here, play Gravity Controller. So the cool thing about this play is by sending the Schemata, I mean, we don't really have to send the Schemata, but either way, we're able to summon a window with the Schism no matter what, right? But by sending, I don't know, okay, what I'm trying to say is it's nice we can make App Cologne or window. I guess we don't have to send Schemata, but it does feel great for future Schisms. That's why I send Schemata first. And then special summon this card. We're gonna go ahead and get Dogmatika Punishment. It'll be a bit of a slower game. I would love to play Maximus here, but we had the awkward thing we had to pick between both. And I just felt like I'd rather have a Dogmatika Punishment, because it's actually like a stopping card, rather than having another Shaddoll card, because those don't really like interact with your opponent on their turn. So yeah. Not a bad turn one, though. I mean, we have Schism in general, it can set a card to control the graveyard, we can make Winda, that's the main thing. We have Maxi, and Dogmatika Punishment can also kill something. Something important to note is we have to use Schism before Punishment, because this card, when you use it, you can't switch from the extra deck for the next until the end of your next turn. So it's gonna be a while, so we have to make sure we do this first. Most decks just fold the Winda, I'm not gonna lie. Like, a lot of decks in this game just automatically lose to Winda, so this maybe will showcase that for you guys. He's thinking. I'm hoping this is the deck that just lose to Winda. Because we also have Maxi, which is on top of that good against special summon decks. If he's playing like Eldlik, it wouldn't be as strong here, just because, you know, our cards don't do much versus Eldlik. But against like the meta decks in the game, you know, Virtual World, Tri-Brigade, Drayton, those are 3 of the best decks in the whole game, if not the 3 best decks in the whole game. They all lose to Winda. Interesting. Add a Light Machine Monster or Cyber Dragon. So he might just be playing Cyber Dragons outright. Is this Machines the Psychic? Spellcaster? Okay. These are kind of cool. Yeah, he might just be playing Cyber Dragons outright. He's playing Draytons. This has to reveal itself, right? So he discards to reveal itself. We can activate Schism here. Use the effect now. We could also chain Maxi. I think that's fine. In case he has an answer, we draw a card early. And also, like, I want to draw a card. I mean, I probably won't kill him next turn, but I think Maxi's just good here. I don't know. There's a debate definitely to keep Maxi for a future turn. But if he pops off, and we're gonna be in a bad spot. Let's banish this. Banish this. And we get the Winda. So, the cool thing here, as I said about Winda, or like Schism or Shaddoll Plays, is he already revealed this, right? So this is going through. This is his one special summon of the turn. Like, Winda saw that happen. He can't special summon the rest of the turn. You just can't. So, we're good. Ash Blossom, very good. We have Dogmatika Punishment for more removal if we really need it. Send a Ferret next to Graveyard. Honestly, I think we stop this. They have a lot of good searching cards, but this one's pretty versatile. So I think we just stop it here. He seems pretty shut down so far. On top of this, we have one more removal. And if we didn't have Dragon as our Shaddoll monster, we had Beast, we'd have one more card on top of that, which is pretty insane. So the clue about Schism is this continuous spell, continuous trap. It's still there. We can literally just do that later. El Shaddoll. Okay, we can make another Winda if he has to answer the first one. It's good. We can send Winda to the graveyard to get Shaddoll Fusion and then Schism this turn. Kind of a waste of a Winda though. I don't want to run out of Windas. We can make Preda. It's just Preda, right? Yeah, so we're gonna take it slow here. We kind of have him in a bad spot. There's no reason to waste our cards if you don't have to. Make sure I read all the cards. I haven't played in like 5 years, so I had to relearn. I had to learn all the cards while I'm ranking up. Am I playing like Honest or something? Is that like a consideration? I don't think they run Honest. So we'll just kill this. I'll attack with this one. I guess in case there's run Honest, we keep Winda, but they don't run that. It's the old school Yu-Gi-Oh player in me. Oh! I messed up. Okay. So when you summon a monster off Schism, it can't attack directly. So what I should have done was attack with the Winda. And attack with this directly, push more damage. Doesn't really matter. This is safer this way, but I don't think he has a single card that would have punished us, that to my knowledge. So I think we should have actually attacked there with the Winda, pushing more damage directly with the Ecclesia. Nonetheless, very good spot. They can't deal with Winda. We can make another Winda with Schism, so that's already insane if he can deal with that. I guess Forbidden Droplet could be annoying, maybe. We do also have Dogmatika Punishment. We have El Shaddoll. El Shaddoll is really good. Because we can beat Droplet with the El Shaddoll. So we're in a good spot. No matter what, he's facing a window. Like we have another way to make another window. We can summon one from the great. Like we have all kinds of ways to make a second window. And on top of that, Dogmatika Punishment. So we're probably just gonna stick this board and play the beatdown strategy. And he's just gonna scoop. Maybe even scoop this turn because he can't beat window. Just maybe even just concede straight up. He's thinking about all the ways he's gonna lose to window. Like he's thinking, but I can't assure you, but like most of the things he's looking at his hand is probably like it's probably just really hopeful thinking. Like oh, I can try this, oh but that won't work. I can try this, but that won't work. So okay. So he summons this. He sends the Herald of Arclight to the graveyard, searches a card, but these cards he searches won't accomplish anything because he can't special summon. He can special summon one card. I guess that's kind of scary. Is he could like just fusion for like Benten and try and kill this? We have Dogmatika Punishment. That's the perk here. Is that we have a way to stop him attacking over window. What we can also do is we can fusion summon Construct literally with Schism, and since it's a light monster, it'll send his like whatever Benten over to the graveyard. I kind of like that. Because we still have options to fuse for another window, and we still have punishment. It's fine. So this is his one special summon for the turn? Are you sure? So he's searching a lot, but nothing I care about. We should just win here then, right? And another cool thing with this deck is we have answers to that card with Super Poly. That's very nice. It's very nice we can kill it with Super Poly. Alright, and window wins the game. Again, we had multiple ways to make window. We could have killed a monster with Schism, play another Construct. We had Dogmatika Punishment for backup, so very good. Alright, see, getting plenty of wins. That was one of the best decks of the game, and we're at the highest rank in the game. So this deck's really strong. Alright, that's my Shaddoll Invoked Dogmatika deck. Extremely strong, very versatile, good going first and second, has answers to just about everything. The better you are at the deck, the more wins you'll have. I mean, you can just do all kinds. It's so much access to like 3 different toolboxes, and it's a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like Shaddolls, Invokes, Dogmatikas, any of that, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be having more videos out soon. Top 5 best cards to craft for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Top 5 best decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, stuff like that. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Peace.